Hey everybody out there, I guess you've done 17.1 and you might still be a little bit sore. I know I am. So I wanted to share with you a couple things that I kind of noticed and I knew the mechanics about the motions that we had to do repeatedly, and a couple of stretches that you may want to attempt to do, or maybe I'm just helping to correlate some stretches together to help you further recover a little bit faster. So I'm just going to go through the routine. What I'll do is I'll outline, I'll do a couple reps of each, and then I'll outline how much you should probably do of each of these. So let's get started. So I think the big one that gets punished throughout this entire series of the workout were the hip flexors with the jumping on the box and then the snatches, just constantly creating stress throughout this area of the body. If you have a stiff back, this actually is likely part of the reason why. So we want to work on that, as well as trying to mobilize the joints through here and creating some glute activation. So what I would run into to begin with is just a few cat camels. So in a 4-point position, we're going to mobilize the joints. I like to point my toes under my heels and my palms are down on the floor. We're going to imagine there's a string right at between my lower back and middle back. I'm going to pull that string up, and as I pull that up, I'm also going to bring my head down, and then follow it up by bringing my head up, bringing my belly down, and bringing my hips forward. So slow repetitions of this. You want to try to probably do 2 to 3 sets of 10 with this exercise. All right, from there, I would just follow up with some basic upper psoas stretching, so you can work right into a cobra. So what I would do is transition down, and using your arms, push your body up. And notice I allow my hips to come up somewhat. I usually don't do that if I'm dealing with some disc patients, but in this case, if it's not your discs that are bothering you, you can bring your hips up a little bit and allow your stomach to push forward. Getting a nice stretch through there, I would hold this for about 15 seconds, and then I would relax, and then go back into another 15-second hold. You can do this about 3 times. All right, from there, then I've been doing some floor work. So with a tennis ball, I'm doing a couple of flossing massages. Some people might be noticing that they're between their shoulder blades or right above them are a little sore. So you want to hit the levator, which is that top shoulder blade muscle. So pin it right on the inside top of the shoulder blade, and from there you can bring your arm across. Try to get a couple good spots, move around as you do it. Spend about 30 seconds on each shoulder, and then you can just do a second round on each arm. In addition to bringing your arm across, you can also bring your head, turn it towards the same side. And you could, like I said, you can work through the shoulder blade and try to find those nasty little spots to work out. All right, so back to those hip flexors. There's a couple ways to do this. I'll show you a couple of my favorites. So I've been hitting these 3 ways. This tends to be the worst thing on me today, so I've been doing these a couple times today. You want to do you can do a hip flexor floss in a lunge position. This is the safest probably for the lower back, in addition to the massage techniques I'm going to show you in just a sec. But just as a little demo, I'm trying to keep my spine and my head in line. I'm bringing my knee forward, and I'm allowing this hip to stay and in fact sink a little bit down towards the floor. Keeping my core tense and allowing for that push through the lower fibers of the hip flexor complex. So the Cobra that we did earlier, you should feel it more in your abs, more in your upper hip flexor area. And this one, you should feel it down more towards your quads. All in all, still affecting the muscles that have probably been pretty punished. So with that one, I would do 10 to 12 reps, 3 sets on each side. Next one, we're doing some flossing, spending about 30 seconds, and then doing a second repetition on both legs. You want to find the fibers of the hip flexor, the border between the two muscles that form it. So you're going to find the hip bone, as everyone calls it, or the ASIS. You're going to go towards the inside of it. Take that tennis ball. Once you find a sore spot, you can put some weight down on it with a kettlebell or another weight of any variety. And you can target a lot of different areas of the muscle itself. So you could bring the hip up and rotate the hip in and out. You can also create some release, so lengthening it by pulling the leg down towards the floor as you're still maintaining the weight pressure down on the spot that you found to work on. Okay? And then the last one of a floor routine, you can take a roller. And I'm going to show you on the left leg. So you can use this as a bit of an arch up. I'm going to put it just above the ridge of your glute. And I'm going to show you on the left leg. What I like to do is take my leg and I'm going to pull it down towards the floor, creating, once again, a pull through the front of the leg. So I'm pulling, allowing my hip to pull down towards the opposite direction of my head. And this should create a small distraction through the front once again. You can turn your hip outwards and once again perform this pull and turn it in, and once again create that pull. For that, I would once again spend 30 seconds, 2 sets on each side. And last but not least, if you're getting some pain at work and you can't really do any of these other ones, one thing I would suggest is just to get up every once in a while and do some glute engagement. So just creating a gentle squeeze as you stand with your feet splayed outwards slightly, and just hold that for roughly 5 to 15 seconds. 30 if you can handle it. That should take once again, that should create an opening through the front, take some pressure off the back, allow those muscles to cool down a little bit after this workout. So hope it helped. If anyone has any questions, feel free to get to me through email, comment on this video, or send me a message through Facebook. All right, thanks.